Okay, guys, so since, the plane ticket was kind of expensive, I was thinking, maybe there's a way I can go by train, by bus, by land. And I researched it, and there's a Trans-Siberian Railway. So this is a Trans-Siberian Railway map. So basically, let me show you. I'd have to go from Beijing here, over here, this area. Okay, and from Beijing, I can't go from a different area in China. It has to be the capital because that's the only place you can take, trains internationally in China. So I would have to go through Mongolia over here and take this blue route all the way to Moscow over here, or St. Petersburg. Now, obviously, these are the two main cities in, Russia, but all these other small cities, in between are also Russian cities, but they're not that famous or that big or that important. And, these are the two main destinations where you'll find all the services, products, and outings, and you'll find good infrastructure. So I researched it, and to go from Beijing all the way to Moscow is around 126 hours, which is like insane. It's like what, a week almost, like 5 days, which is ridiculous. And I'm like, waiting for 5 minutes, for 5 days in a train is a lot. Like if you were gonna tell me wait 8 hours, 9 hours, it's a pain, or even a whole day, it's a real pain, but it's doable. But when you tell me 5 days, that's a different point. And I thought about, but since I'm gonna go by train, why don't I go from Beijing to Mongolia, right over here, stay here maybe 2, 3 days, have a rest, visit like a new country, and then take the train again and go all the way to Russia. But again, the thing is, it takes one day to go from Beijing all the way to Mongolia. And the ticket is still very expensive when you take it from Mongolia to Moscow. And I researched it, which shocked me. It actually costs more to go by train. If you go from Beijing to Moscow, the ticket's around $550. That's one way. So you actually pay another $550 to go from Moscow back to Beijing, which is ridiculous. Okay, here are some interesting pictures from Moscow to Beijing by train. This is why I really like this site, because this guy did a really good job of capturing, images, giving us information. If you scroll down, he shows you inside, the train. He shows you how things look, what to expect, even from outside the train, the views that you're gonna see, what to expect. Even at the train stops, when you get out, how does it look like? What kind of feel do you feel? The buildings, here's the train, here's the landscape. Looks quite beautiful, to be honest. I mean, it looks like an interesting adventure, but again, 5 days is way too long, and it's very freaking tiring.